Hey guys, this is Hope from Books for Michaela, and this video is about my top 5 favorite books.
That's what I said from the start. I am so happy knowing
First book I'm going to be talking about in this video is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Look how pretty it is. Yes, it's beautiful. This book, I finished it last month because, you know, it is so long. And I just loved everything about it. The circus in it is so dark and eerie and magical, and that's basically how you describe the book. Just the writing style of how it combines like the different time periods and how they all relate together at the end. I love when books do that. I love the characters. Like, you go into not a lot of detail because she uses a lot of show, not tell, but you know so much about the characters and their life, and you get to watch them as they grow and like become who they're supposed to be. And oh, Marco and Celia, the love story. I mean, it doesn't really pick up until like page 300, but it was worth it. I love this book so much. My fourth favorite book is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I just recently finished the whole trilogy, Delirium trilogy, and I loved it, loved it, loved it. I love the story behind it, like love is a disease, no love whatsoever, no family love, no romantic love, no love for like your pets. Like, this is such a good book. I love how she sets up the world by adding these little blurbs from their like Bible in this, so it gives us more insight into how the world and how they like mutate our children's nursery rhymes. And I also love this book because it made me an emotional wreck during it, because while I was reading I found this little pink note that says, "Just wait, you'll have your own love story to tell one day." And that just made me emotional in the middle of the book, and I don't know who wrote it, and I love things like that, and perfect book to have it in. And I guess I'm a little biased because of that note on this book, but this book is really wonderfully written and emotional roller coaster. I love Lena and Alex. Oh my gosh. You guys will come to find out that I'm a big dystopian fan, which would make sense as to why my number 3 favorite book is Unwind by Neal Shusterman. This book is just so creepy and realistic, and I think it's so realistic because he uses links and like blurbs from today's news to relate it to how our world is going to become like this. And I love how the 2 chapters are told from the different characters' point of views, and you fall in love with all the characters and love them. And oh my gosh, it's so creepy, the whole idea of unwinding. It's scary thinking like how I would be an unwind if I was in this world. And just, it's creepy, it's dark, but you gotta love it so much because he is such a brilliant writer. Like, where do you come up with stuff like this? I love the next book I'm going to be talking about, and my second favorite book, is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Chbosky. And I do not have a real copy of this, which makes me sad, and I should have one, and it just switched off. But, oh my gosh, I love that book so much. I often relate myself to the female Charlie, and I just connected with Charlie so much, and I love him, and it made me cry during the book. It's just so fabulous. My favorite movie is The Perks of Being a Wallflower movie, which was actually directed by Chbosky. So, it's just so good, so, like, relatable, and you feel what this kid is going through, and it's just so good, so good. And my number 1 favorite book, and the inspiration for my shirt, which you won't get if you haven't read the book, but it is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. John Green, I love in general. I love him, love him, love him. He's my favorite YouTuber, him and his brother Hank, and my favorite author. I've also read Looking for Alaska, and I limited myself to 1 John Green book on this list, so that would have been number 2 if I was allowed myself, but no. And this book, I picked it as my number 1 because I related so much with Hazel Grace, and I love her. And it's not your normal cancer novel. It's funny, when it shouldn't be, obviously, but the characters are just so, like, they know they have cancer. They know what's going to happen, so they make the most of it, and I love this book so much. I actually have a Fault in Our Stars poster up on my ceiling, which is awesome. Oh, I love this so much. Love it, love it, love it. I love Hazel Grace and Augusta. This book tore me up, and I want to live like Augustus and Hazel. I just love them so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be looking out for more in the future. Bye guys!